And welcome back to the Sonnenberg Gymnasium on the campus of St. Anselm College in Manchester, New Hampshire for Game 2 of our Queen City Cup doubleheader. It's a rivalry matchup in men's basketball between the St. Anselm Hawks with a record of 14-11, 9-8 in Northeast 10 play, and the Southern New Hampshire Penmen at 15-8 and 11-6 in the NE10. Good evening, everybody. We're back. Sam Feely, Chris Costa, ready to bring you the play-by-play story, and we're actually live. Our mics are live now this time, right? Chris, we're hoping that this game will be even half as entertaining as the first game of this doubleheader, the women winning in overtime. But this is two teams trending in opposite directions. The Hawks have lost 4 of their last 5, and the Penmen have won 6 of their last 8.
Yeah, and this St. Anselm team, it looked like that they were cooking, especially after that huge win against St. Thomas Aquinas, who were receiving votes and ranked 24th nationally at one point. But since then, it's just been a downhill slope for St. Anselm, as they just can't seem to really rack up many wins right now. And ever since then, it was a loss to Assumption, a loss to New Haven, a loss to Adelphi, just bad conference losses. And the big problem is that they just aren't shooting as well as they were during their better stretch where they won 5 or 6 games in a row or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And their defense has been bad as well, letting up 80, 90 points in each of these games.
Yeah, and St. Michael's, to think that St. Mike's and Franklin Pierce, two of the bottom 3 teams in the conference have been given fits lately. Two teams that have won a combined 5 out of 32 games, St. Mike's and Franklin Pierce. What has happened, though? What has triggered this?
It's probably just a loss of momentum. I mean, this is a relatively younger team as for the players that are out there. Obviously, you got guys, upperclassmen like Jaden Archer, Josh Morissette, and Sean McCarthy that really roll the floor. But then you also have a lot of young guns like Gregory Cantwell, like Will Davies, Eric Oliver Bush, just to name a few. So it's really just a matter of just locking in at this rate, especially since St. A's hasn't been without Greg Cantwell in the last months. Ever since he came out against, I believe it was AIC, he only played 6 minutes, ended up getting hurt in that game. Haven't seen him since, and they've been rolling with trying to get deeper in their bench, but at this point, you got to look for more from your bench right now because it's just not performing the way that you would like. But at the end of the day, it all starts with the defense.
The Hawks will start this game with Jaden Archer, Josh Morissette, Eric Oliver Bush, Sean McCarthy, and Juju Ramirez. Oh, yeah, that is your pen, isn't it?
I was trying not to cut you off while asking for it back.
Meanwhile, Southern New Hampshire will counter with Jamil Freakus, Royce Williams, Paul Green, Curtis Henderson, and Jordan Brathwaite. Henderson, the transfer from Hartford, the Penmen's leading scorer, and meanwhile, Sean McCarthy leading the way for the Hawks offense, the Irish National, 8th in the conference at 16.2 per game. Hawks in white, Penmen in blue. We are underway with the Penmen getting the first possession, and a 3 is good. Quick start for Royce Williams, the junior from right here in Manchester. And the Penmen on the board first, 3-0. Juju Ramirez. And the 2 upper class, one of the veterans on this roster, no good on that end, and all the way at the other end. Oh boy, you can tell the Penmen are already feeling. You can see Paul Green flexing a little bit as he got back up court and swats that away from Sean McCarthy. My goodness.
You can tell this SNHU team is hungry right now. Last time out between these two teams, it was an 83-81 win for St. A's, but it was a massive comeback from SNHU that got him into that point.
Just inside the free throw line for Josh Morissette, the junior out of Exeter. And Another D1 transfer here. Played at Wofford before coming to the Hilltop, and we all know how good Wofford has been, injecting a scare into some of the blue blood teams last handful of years in the NCAA tournament. Meanwhile, Green coming from the Bahamas to finish that one off. He's got 4 in a row now for the Penman, including a block at the other end, just line between. 7-2. Spin move, Juju lost it out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Hawks on this end, so a reprieve there. Ball comes in more set. In the corner, back out to Josh. Gets the screen, and actually he might have some of the most damage to that screen that McCarthy had set. You see him plant his feet, and his defender crashed into him, but I think Morissette got some collateral damage there.
Yeah, and it's just a tight screen that Morissette kind of has to go around that McCarthy's setting for him because it's so close to the sideline, so that's why there just ends up being a lot of contact there.
There was Curtis Henderson just handling the ball now, leading score for the Penmen. Now the drive, that is blocked. Rebound tapped around, dropped off. That is swatted away and taken away by Jaden Archer. But taken right back by Henderson. And into the 3, back iron, no good, and Archer again with a rebound. 6'2 senior out of Enfield, Connecticut. Straight away, no, Oliver Bush is going to give it up just inside the arc, rolls out. Green with a rebound.
Don't expect Archer to miss many more of those little mid-range J's, and expect him to be extremely aggressive on the glass, especially ever since being thrown into the starting role with Cantwell out.
Give it up. Breakus, no. 7-2, and a couple empty possessions so far. Last couple tries for Southern New Hampshire, but when you get those stops, if you're St. A's, you got to convert at the other end if you're going to get back in this game. Otherwise, that just allows the Penmen to relax a bit more.
They're not relaxing. They got some active hands right now, and they are causing the Hawks fits right now here in the opening 3 minutes.
Don't let them get comfortable. That'll be an offensive foul. You can see Ramirez trying to ward his man off, and unfortunately dug into his man's sternum a bit too much.
Yeah,
Here's another look.
They're going to get him because of this forearm. You didn't see it there, but there's a forearm that goes out as he's going down.
Yep.
That's why the call was made.
Yeah, and that's why there's no Heisman Trophy in basketball. Can't do the stiff arm pose if you're the best basketball player in the nation. Got a foul on Jaden Archer, and it'll result in a couple of free throws for Henderson, 5'11", out of Brockton, Mass. His high school ball at Catholic Memorial, powerhouse, basically every sport in MIAA. And, of course, played at U Hartford, home of alma mater of Celtics great Vin Baker. You get a lot of hate mail for that one. Both free throws are good for Henderson. Sorry to invoke the Vin Baker Celtics era.
I don't know if many people are really going to know who that is.
Wow, I really am old. Okay, got it.
I don't even know who that is, to be honest. I guess that's showing my age more than it is yours, I think.
No. Here's a 3 by Ramirez. My liver spots are forming right before me eyes. 9-5 is free ball and gets the Hawks back within 2 possessions. Can they answer? Nope. Archer with the rebound. I don't know, maybe some things some mistakes stand the test of time a bit more than others. Turnover, and we'll have our first media timeout. Under 16. Hawks on top of the Penmen. 4:03 gone by here in the first half. Rivalry game, which Chris, you mentioned, was a runaway for much of that for St. A's until SNHU went on a big run to even make it that close up at SNHU last time. But teams trending in opposite directions the last couple of weeks, and Hawks need to win big time. Splashdown 3 by Curtis Henderson. He's got 5, and the lead is 7 for the Penmen. Ramirez. Morissette. He traveled.
There's too many mistakes on the offensive end right now for the Hawks. Just need to clean it up here as you get another look at blast 3 ball by Henderson.
It's just such a pretty arc that we lost it in the frame.
Just got to be it. I mean, just a short amount of space, and that's all you need sometimes, and especially against a good shooter like Henderson.
Well, Hawks get a reprieve with a quick turnover by the Penmen after they turned over a traveling violation by Morissette, who has it now. Trying to back his way in, and it looks like that'll be a foul on Williams. So Royce Williams picks up his first and the first of the half on SNHU. We'll have a couple substitutions now for SNHU. Noah Harris coming in, senior out of New Jersey. Brendan Choate also in the game, Nashua native, senior. A lot of senior leadership on this SNHU roster compared to the youth movement we're seeing right now. As you mentioned, Chris, from the Hawks, and Ramirez Jr. out of Lawrence, Kansas. New Hampton product. They always turn out a lot of good players. Played D1 at Northern Colorado. He's got a bucket. He's got 5 of the Hawks' 7 so far. From the free throw line, side iron no good. And the rebound by Oliver Bush, freshman out of Trenton, New Jersey. It's a screen from Juju. Backs up. Now whips it down low. Turnaround from just outside the key. Spins out for Will Davies. Tough break there. Green. No. Davies leading it the other way. Slows it down. And hands it off to Taylor. Morissette. Taylor. 3 ball. Yes. It is a 1-possession game all of a sudden. 6 minutes gone by here in the first half. 12-10 SNHU. Rivalry game, Queen City Cup.
So many shooters out on the floor for St. A's. Obviously Morissette, but Taylor, you wouldn't think it, especially with that 31% clip that he has, but he's got a really good stroke, and he can lace one at any point.
Noah Harris, his foot was on the line when he got that pass, and now it's a chance for the Hawks to grab their first lead of the game. Here's Davies, freshman out of Saco, Maine. And the layup, Juju Ramirez has leveled us at a dozen each.
What a great response by St. A's out of the media timeout. Just never faltering, knowing that they are in a vulnerable position right now with this losing skid they're on. And they come out hot out of the media timeout.
Hawks have lost 4 of their last 5. Penmen have won 6 of their last 8. That's a block by Josh Morissette in transition. Ramirez thought about it, now drives, kicks it back out to the trailer Davies, and now down low, doing the dirty work. We got a jump ball, and that'll keep possession with the Hawks.
Yeah, I seen the crowd wanted a foul with Davies getting taken down. Get another look at the replay of that Morissette block.
Yep. And with that mad scramble, I think we're from the Southern New Hampshire contingent looking for a reach on St. A's, but in the end, the tie ball keeps possession with the Hawks. They got 15 to shoot and 13:01 left in the first half. There is Morissette. As that said, the key is Ramirez. Spins, and with all that contact on top of him, couldn't get a clean layup. Back the other way come the Penmen. As Henderson steps back to his right. Now over to his left for Brathwaite. Back out. Henderson. No. Davies with a rebound. Gets a screen. See him kind of subtly calling for it from Ramirez. Then finds him for the three. Timeout, Penman. 12:22 to go, and the Hawks with their first lead of the night, and 10 for Juju Ramirez. (15-12), St. A's on top of SNHU. For the first time tonight, Juju Ramirez has 10 of the Hawks' 15. And he's been doing it inside and out, too, with a 3-ball on a nice play just before the timeout called by Southern New Hampshire head coach Jack Perry. So, yeah, Davies got the rebound. You could see him subtly call for a screen here on the near side in front of where we are. He set it for him, and then he dropped it back off for him for the 3-ball.
Yeah, and it was a heavily setted screen there from Juju. Oh, what a nice move.
Able to keep the possession alive. Look at the defense recovered nicely. Defender goes down the restricted area. Ramirez with the rebound. Slow to get up is Morissette. But, of course, there's all that humanity on top of him. How was he supposed to get up that quickly, right?
Definitely not. That's definitely scary, especially when you got Juju going up for the board like that. 3 other bodies surrounding you. Oh, my. Juju's got... Yeah, they're going to call
there's
foul.
the foul behind the play. The official over towards half court was the one who called it. You all saw it. We all saw it. Basically, the near rip.
But that's not that ref's call, though. That's got to be the baseline ref to make that call.
No. I understand that. It is in the end the right call. With the foul being on Brathwaite, but wow. And the finish. Justice is served. Davies finishes it off, but yeah, that's a tough spot there, and like the Hawks got the call that they needed, and it pays off in the end.
Yeah, on that inbound, SNHU just falling asleep on defense again, much like they've been doing ever since the first break. Just falling asleep on defense, especially on that inbound. Davies with the inbound to Juju, then right back to Davies.
Lob incoming, no! Front iron on the layup for Eric Oliver Bush. Williams kicks it back out top of the arc. Harris. And it off to Dante Green, freshman out of Dix Hills, New York. And we got a whistle. Foul down here in the corner. It's on Davies, and that'll be his first and the third on the team. We got Archer coming back into the game.
And I was really looking forward to Oliver Bush electrifying the crowd once again there on that oop, but I don't know if he just didn't time it up right, and so he ended up having to go with the layup, or maybe it was the lob by Morissette, took him too far inside. This is a missed opportunity.
Weak side rebound, offensive rebound, and the stick back. Jordan Brathwaite with the finish. 3-point game, 17-14, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Morissette was backing in, now whips it out. Juju 3, rims out, rebound, not there on the stick back for Zach Taylor. And he commits the foul in the process. Taylor, the senior out of Australia.
Oh, Taylor, he does everything perfectly here, just off of a missed shot from Juju. Goes up and ends up jumping everybody. And he ends up just putting it straight up into the air and didn't put enough forward on it.
Green backs in, gets contact, bumps away, turns. No good. The rebound, Archer down low. There it is for Zach Taylor.
Good makeup there for Taylor and great body control and an even better lead pass from Jaden Archer. And as I said, he has been unbelievable in this starting role that he's had to be in the last 7 games.
Trevor LeBrecq about to check in. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Oh! Offensive foul.
Yeah, they're going to get a forearm shove here. Brathwaite on the drive in. Just a little bit too reckless on the drive. Ends up throwing the forearm out, and they're going to get you on that every time.
And Brathwaite picks up his second, third on the Penman, and he's going to have to sit. Archer. There's a handle for a moment. Up top, Taylor. Down low, McCarthy. Couple of spin moves. No. Rebound, Henderson. In the corner, spot up 3. Front iron, no good. Rebound, McCarthy. McCarthy turns it over. Boy, that was... Oh! Getting past the pickpocket attempt by Jaden Archer. Now you see me, now you don't. Noah Harris finishes a 3-point game again, under 9 minutes to go. Here's Archer. Go to the line for 2.
Get a replay of that. Last little move there from Paul Green. Archer, I mean, this is just great awareness from Green. If you're any sort of ball handler and you see a defender slicing hard like that across your body, that's just an easy play for you to go behind the back, crossover, you name it, back inside. And especially with no help defense on that end, he's able to get the easy 2.
Archer makes the first free throw. First point of the game for number 1. And keep it at 1. Rebound, though. Another chance for the Hawks. Out to Davies. No. Rebound, Henderson. 8.5 to go. 4 fouls apiece. Williams. No. Archer with the rebound. Davies poked away. McCarthy bails him out. Very close to a carry there. To the corner. LeBrecq. We got a foul. Taylor drawing the contact before he could go up.
Brathwaite's coming back in with those 2 fouls.
5 now on the Penman. One more foul to give before the Hawks are shooting 1 and 1. A good spot to be in. Up 4. Starting to rack up the fouls on your opposition in a pretty early stage, all things considered.
Yeah, but can St. A's capitalize on those 1-on-1 free throws?
Splash down. Zach Taylor with the 3. He's got 8.
St. A's not taking a ton of threes. They're 4 for 6 already in this game.
Henderson kicks it out. 3 ball. No, and the rebound by Archer. Finds Davies. Drive, spin. There's a couple of defenders. Did he avoid traveling is a question. He did it. He got the hoop and the arm. That's a tough spot when you got the defenders sandwiching you. Very easy to come in and travel there, but he finishes and will go to the line for a 3-point play on the other side of this TV timeout. A 9-point lead for the St. Anselm Hawks with 7:23 to go in the first half. This is the largest lead for either side. Penman have led by as many as 7, but that was at the 12-5 mark, just over 4 minutes into this one. And since then, a 20-4 run for the Hawks, Chris.
Yeah, St. A's has woken up ever since those first 4 minutes of this game, and they're just able to find a lot of open looks right now. 45% for the field, 66, 4 for 6 from three-point range. And still committing a couple bad mistakes here and there, but for the most part, getting the job done.
Well, McCarthy misses the free throw. His layup that led to the TV timeout and that three-point play opportunity was his first field goal of the game. 2 points now for McCarthy, the team's leading scorer entering play. But, yeah, just the one field goal now, the one that just now that to the foul line is a corner three. Front iron, no good. Rebound bobbled around. Penman still at possession. Was a third chance? No. Well, Breck with the rebound. Breck drives. Leaner. No. Whistle. It's a foul on Jamil Frickus.
Yeah, LeBrec's going to flash up to the elbow, get the pass. Archer's going to clear out. LeBrec with just a hard drive in, just drawing a lot of contact. Not much else to it.
2 free throws for Trevor LeBrec, the redshirt freshman, sinks the first one.
Oliver Bush back in the game now.
Yeah, I was hoping to bring the house down early with that alley-oop attempt, but his layup had to change gears somehow. It ends up in a front iron on a layup attempt. And not yet, but hopefully he'll have another chance soon. And look who else is about to come back in at this next opportunity. Ramirez, leading scorer in this game so far for the Hawks. We got a whistle before the shot. It's on the ground, and it's a foul on Taylor. And now here comes Ramirez for Zach Taylor.
Yeah, that's Taylor's second foul off the bench, too.
Yeah, Taylor also had 8 points, which is the second most in the game so far for the Hawks. So, tough spot, but you get Ramirez back in the game. 5 fouls now on the Hawks, 7 on the Penmen. So the Hawks in the 1-1 for the next 6.5 minutes. Coming in is Henderson giving up the floater. No good on the teardrop for Green, and here come the Hawks the other way. McCarthy. LeBrec backs up. Archer fakes, hands it off. McCarthy drives into the corner. Oh, well, nearly slipping there was Ramirez on the head fake three. Now gives it up to McCarthy. 7 to shoot. McCarthy hops past one defender and has the hoop all to himself.
Basically hopped over Dante Green, trying to drive into the hole there.
29-16 as McCarthy now has 4. Harris, a jab step, hands it off. Spin move. Henderson drops it off in the corner. Free ball is good for Royce Williams. That SNHU's been on a cold streak. They're within 10, and that's a travel on Ramirez. He thought he was brought down. I could kind of see his argument, but I don't know if that was enough to warrant a foul with Green on top of it. I'm sure he's like trying to argue something along the lines of, he dragged me down by said arm. But in the end, it's a turnover and a turnover for the Hawks. And here are the Penmen within 10, about 5 minutes left. Leaner off the glass. Stick back is not there. Oh, boy. Tough one to miss for Brendan Choate. The other way, Archer. 31-19. Hawks on top of the Penmen. Second meeting of the season between these two. Hawks won the first one 83-81 over at SNHU. It was a Valiant comeback by the Penmen that fell just short.
17-point comeback to be more exact. Oh, nice shot.
Another one for Williams. He's got 8, 31-21. One of the last couple of weeks. As I said, the team's trending in opposite directions, and really some tough performances to watch if you're a Hawks fan against some teams you should otherwise manhandle, you would think. Not a foul, and this is going to be 1-1 here for the Hawks. And it'll be on Paul Green. So Ramirez to the line for 1-1 as Morissette comes back in. Or is it 2?
No, it's still 1-1.
I was going to say. All right.
But for SNHU, only 3 players have scored so far for SNHU in this game. It kind of goes back to what we were saying in the women's game as well. You just got to get more production out of more people at this point. You're not going to win the game just because of 3 guys all by yourself. Sometimes you can, but it's not very often that you will.
I mean, there was... What was LeBron James supposed to do in the 2007 Eastern Finals, right?
I mean, let's not say that 07 team wasn't that good.
This is Ildrunas Olgauskas erasure, I know. Sean McCarthy with the rebound. The other way. Kicks it in the corner. Oliver Bush. Turns out. Davies. Ramirez. Spin move. No. Henderson with a rebound. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Here's a 3 that is front iron, no good, and one-handing the rebound down top, pointing it. Here's Morissette. When your last couple of possessions have been empty for the Hawks, do you want to slow it down and try and use possession to regain your rhythm, get the best look possible, maybe increase the tempos later?
Yeah, obviously St. A's likes to play fast, but you're looking for something here. And there it is.
There is Ramirez. He's got lucky number 13 now. You know, high scoring, doesn't always equal high efficiency with your offense. Like, the Tony Bennett Virginia teams are among the lowest scoring teams in all of Division I during his time there. There's a 3 ball that is splashed down good for Henderson. I love that for him, but it's I said earlier, the end of the women's game, quality, not quantity. And they may have been on the lowest scoring teams, but they are just most efficient. Turnover. Here's the finish by Brendan Choate. And a timeout taken by Chris Santo. Well, 2:14 left. They use it or lose it.
Get a look at the replay here. Davies, just great hands here by Henderson. Ends up leading to Choate picking up the loose ball. And then the finish on the other end. And SNHU's starting to get back to, that's just what we saw from SNHU in the first 5 minutes of the game. Just a lot of active hands. And we haven't been able to, all of a sudden it just kind of feels like it disappeared ever since then. Well, in that possession, it felt very reminiscent to how they were playing at the beginning of the game. Now let's see if they can really keep that up for the last 2:14 here of the first half.
For SNHU, 8 each for Green, Henderson, and Williams, and 2 for Choate just now in highlight reel fashion. That's all of scoring for the Penmen. For the Hawks, more players getting in on the action, but also top heavy. Ramirez with 13, and Taylor with 8, but 4 for McCarthy, 2 for Morissette, Taylor and LeBrecq, and 3 for Archer. To only have 4 players score right now for Southern New Hampshire, but they also have 8 fouls. And that's one of the things that's more impetus to start getting more production from more players, because you got 2 fouls on one of those 3 players with 8 points each. Green. You got 1 on Henderson and 1 on Williams, and then Choate doesn't have any fouls, but Freakus and Brathwaite each have 2, and they've basically been, non-factors in this game since those 2, with or without those 2 fouls. Been pretty muted on the stat sheet right now. About 2 minutes to go, and Hawks like to finish this first half strong. Oliver Bush into the corner. Hand it off. Morissette. Book it. Reasonable start out of the timeout, I'd say.
Yeah, pretty solid. It's no better way you can really get it started, especially when you got one of your best three-point shooters in Morissette in that one.
Straight away, this is a 2 that is good for Henderson, and he's got 10. First Penman into double digits.
Yeah, that's just a simple pick and roll, reading what the screen is going to give you here. Ended up seeing a drop coverage.
I love the 1-foot fadeaway from Morissette, and now he's got 7 back-to-back baskets. A timeout for him.
Yeah, just a matter of time till Morissette starts his takeover. Starting to get to that point.
Down to about 1 minute to go in the first half. Williams swatted away. Here comes Oliver Bush. Leaner, and he'll go to the line for 2.
What a great play by Morissette. Able to close in on the shooter so efficiently and so quickly. Ends up turning into a turnover as just tried to bail out mid-shot. Basically tried to bail out on a cross-court pass to do so as well, which never bodes well unless you're given a free lane.
Fouls on Harris, his first of the 9th of the half on Southern New Hampshire. First one is good for the first point of the game for Eric Oliver Bush. Second one is good. Freshman out of Trenton, New Jersey. Under a minute to go. Lucky number 13 is the lead for St. A's. Williams is much taller. Morissette kicks it out. That's the same kind of play that they easily whistled Ramirez on, but instead it's a bucket for Choate, and that's the second field goal. A 4-second difference between the shot and the game clock.
I don't know why the shot
clock get just turn off.
There was 3 seconds separating shot and game clock.
I said that too.
Archer was rolling the ball up, letting the ball roll to kill some time, thinking that the shot clock wouldn't wind down.
And it's not going to matter in the end. It's a turnover. Henderson! Oh, that close. Just the littlest things can cause a massive swing in momentum. That's a bullet dodge there for the Hawks, 41-30. And I was saying, it's not necessarily quantity, it's about quality. And the Hawks shooting 53.6% from the field compared to just 34.3% for Southern New Hampshire.
Yeah, the big thing here is the turnover count, 9-4. There's still so many mistakes being made by St. Anselm, but their offense has been reigning supreme. They're still forcing a lot of missed shots, especially around the perimeter from SNHU. And the Penmen, they got a lot of digging to do here, but it's nothing like they haven't done before.
Well, we'll take a timeout. Back about 14 minutes of the second half from Stonberg Gymnasium on the campus of St. Anselm College in Manchester, New Hampshire. Hawks 41, Penmen 30. This is NE10 men's basketball on Flow Sports. of Northeast 10 men's basketball here on NE10 now in Flow Sports. Sam Bailey, Chris Costa, our entire St. Anselm crew here at Sonnenberg Gymnasium. 41-30, the Hawks on top of the Penman, and we're going to sweep this Queen City Cup doubleheader with the women winning an overtime turn just before this. And you can see efficiency department, St. Anselm shooting 53% from the field and 75% from deep. However, at those numbers, you'd think it'd be even a larger lead than 11, though.
Yeah, and it was because of them falling behind at the start of the game, and just this shooting efficiency really came at the back half of the first half. 7 for 8 on the last 8 shots for St. Anselm. Josh Morissette started to heat it up a little bit. Juju Ramirez has been hot, 3 for 4 from long range. It's been total control from St. Anselm ever since the 5-minute mark of the first half. And I don't know if I can assume that this is going to keep going. Usually when you're hot for one half, you usually cool off in the second half. So I expect some of these shots to not fall for St. Anselm, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks also start out the first 5 minutes of this second half cold like they did in the first half. It's kind of a trend that they sometimes have, especially in big games like this.
Not a good one, but a trend.
No, it's not a good trend at all. It's something that they need to work on, but it's the fact that they're able to respond well and get back out into what they've been doing after having a bad stretch. That is impressive in its own right.
SNHU leads the points off turnovers department 9-6, but everything else favors St. A's or is tied 16-14 in the points of the paint, so almost half of SNHU's points of the paint, where meanwhile St. A's been able to stretch the floor a little bit more. Second chance 7-2 in favor of St. A's, 6 apiece on the fast breaks, and 12 points off the bench for St. A's compared to 4 for SNHU as they had the ball to start the second half. 8 of those points. Good chunk of those points from St. A's. Turnover. Peeling out is McCarthy here. Now turn back in with a shot off the front iron, no good. What I was going to say was Zach Taylor providing the vast majority of those bench points.
And that's no big surprise. Zach Taylor is an absolute workhorse off the bench.
Down low, blocked from behind. Oh boy, Eric Oliver Bush just has 1 field goal. Doesn't have a field goal and 2 free throws for his points. In transition, Royce Williams with a corner 3. He's not been able to get going, and that missed opportunity on the alley-oop in the first half seemed to be an omen. Let's see if he can silence announcer boy here. No, put on the brakes. Drop it down low. Help where you can. It'll at least lead to 2 free throws for Jaden Archer. And the foul will be the second on Curtis Henderson. And I just noticed that they haven't reset the foul count on the scoreboard here in the gym. So we got a... But in the meantime, Chris relaying the message for me. Thank you so much, man. Archer misses the first free throw.
It's a good thing the scoreboard operator is like 2 people from us.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes those buttons can get sticky. But I've used those things. I've used those things before.
But yeah, when you talk about Oliver Bush, yeah, it's a quiet night for him. It might not just be his night, but there's still a lot of ball to be played here. But it doesn't help when you got Freakus pinning you on the board on a layup. It definitely does not help in the confidence department for sure.
Turnover. Well, empty possessions back to back. Can the Penman use this to their advantage? Will this be a finish? No, just going to be on the ground. That's a foul on Ramirez. That's his second. Williams with a layup. 7-point game. It's been a while since SNHU has been this close.
Yeah, largest lead for St. A's was 13.
Oliver Bush, no good on the straightaway three. The offensive rebound to Archer. McCarthy's got to find someone. Eventually lobs out to the backcourt for Morissette. Now Ramirez, Oliver Bush, another chance. Oh! The persistence is rewarded.
That's what we call a shooter's touch right there. Sometimes it might not be your day, but sometimes the ball is going to bounce your way.
Freakus with the free throw line, Jay. That was a first field goal for Oliver Bush. He's got 5 now after picking up a couple free throws earlier. Morissette backing in. Fade away. Back iron, no good, and that'll be out of bounds to SNHU.
Big possession coming up here for the Penmen.
Chance to cut it down to a 2-possession game. Hasn't been in a while. 3 minutes and change gone by. Second half. Williams. Freakus, yes! 45-40.
Freakus has come alive on the defensive end and now the offensive end. They elect not to go to Brathwaite down low, who had the positioning in the post. Instead, Freakus just nails a 3.
Oliver Bush, great body control for the layup. Back the other way comes Williams. Into the dance team section and out of bounds to St. A's.
Surprised Archer didn't get called for a foul. He landed literally on Williams. Get another replay on the Oliver Bush lay. Oh my goodness. Just switching hands in air. Able to get the finger roll touch. He is an unbelievable freshman and someone that just can electrify the crowd on any given night.
He's got 7 now, does Oliver Bush. Ramirez finds the cutter. He's double teamed. And he draws a foul. Oh, and he committed a tech too. Oh boy.
So they're going to get the foul on Brathwaite and then a technical foul on McCarthy.
Yep.
I don't know. I think McCarthy thought that they're calling a foul on him initially, which is why he reacted the way that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he's doing all of that, especially with the potential of contact with the elbows, sometimes they'll call the offensive there, and I think McCarthy thought that was what the foul was going to be on him for.
All right, well, we'll sort it out after the other side of this break.
Yeah.
All right, so just got the final word on how the fouls are going to play out. So we got a personal on Brathwaite of SNHU, and that's his third. and then McCarthy called for the tech. That's his first foul of the game. So we're going to have 2 free throws for SNHU, and then we're going to bring the ball back down to the other end. It'll be St. A's possession. And actually, when you look at that, replay,
I was surprised it wasn't an offensive foul.
Yeah, seriously, and that's actually, as you said, Chris, what McCarthy was reacting to, thinking it was on him. And actually, I think he was like, yeah, that was on me. Kind of like, oh God, but in the end, results in a tech on him. And Henderson sinks the first one to make it a 2-possession game. But again, we're going to send the ball back the other way after this to resume the St. A's possession. Second free throw is good. When St. A's fans need to get engaged there, they're going to distract. Those could be pivotal free throws in the end, you know. But in the end, it's going to be a dozen now for Henderson. We'll send the ball down to the St. A's end. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Everybody pause there. The sound of the referee's whistle, but we play on. Into the corner, fadeaway 3, air ball. Hawks wanted a foul, no call, and now a chance to come to a 1-possession game for SNHU.
Yeah, Morissette got hit on the way down.
Williams, 3-ball is good! Freitas gets it down to a 2-point game. Archer drops it off for Ramirez. Heady play there by Eric Oliver Bush, reaching around to tap the ball off the SNHU player's leg.
Yeah, great play indeed, because if anything, you're going to get into a collision here with Henderson. Henderson is going in hard at the sideline, and good chance that this is going to be a 50-50 ball, and you're leaving it up to the referee's discretion. You're better off just throwing it off the other guy's legs and making it so that it's not 50-50.
In the middle of all that, the referees were asking Coach Perry to back up a bit, back towards his own bench. You got to be careful, but he's invested in this game for sure. And one for Juju Ramirez. And that's the 3rd foul on Paul Green. So the foul count starting to creep up into the rearview mirror here if you are SNHU.
Just a little bit, but not worried yet. Still a lot of ball to be played. It is in the back of your mind, but you just got to have faith that your guys are going to play more conservatively on defense at that point.
Oh, great effort by Ramirez to try and hold up that hot potato of a rebound, but goes out of bounds. It'll be SNHU possession. 49-45. Ramirez unable to complete the 3-point play, but he's got 15, which is a game high. The only St. A's player in double figures right now is Ramirez. Freitas. Henderson drives. 8 to shoot. Thought about the 3. Now the drive. The teardrop. No good. And Oliver Bush with the rebound. To his right, Ramirez, Morissette. Back out Ramirez, head fakes the 3, loses the handle, but he drew a foul. Got a literal slap on the wrist. Yeah, that's what the official signal. A slap on the wrist there that caused the ball to come loose. That's number 2 on Freitas, number 4 of the half on the Penman.
Boy, this game just has playoff atmosphere written all over it right now.
Oh, great head fake. Morissette, no. Choate with the rebound. Yeah, playoff atmosphere. That's how it should be in a rivalry game, right?
100%, especially with playoff positioning at stake like what both teams are dealing with here. If St. A's can get a win here, then they can hop over Southern Connecticut State and gain 6th place. There's your home game right there.
Yeah, exactly. What you want. As those as possible. In the corner, head faking the three. Ramirez gets the leaner off the glass. Women with a overtime win just before this. Going a long way towards maybe wrapping up the number 2 seed. No one's going to catch Bentley in the regular season standings, but you get the number 2. You have home court if somehow someone pulls an upset on the Hawks, on the Falcons rather. Into the corner. Oliver Bush thought about it, and he was falling down as he tried to get the pass to the trailer, and he traveled.
Yeah, and that's a play that Oliver Bush, I'm surprised he ended up passing up on that 3 ball, but ended up doing so, ended up traveling as a result because of the contact from the defender.
Just got an email from Ben Altscher and confirming that with the win, St. A's, the women's basketball team, will have, it will be a foul and 1 3-point play opportunity for the Penmen on the foul by Will Davies. Strong finish. And to the line for 3 the hard way goes Curtis Henderson. All right, took another look. And that'll bring Ramirez out. As I was saying, with the St. A's women's win just before this, they've ensured a top 4 seed. They do get a first round bye and a home game in the first round, so for home game in the quarterfinals. And that game's going to be on March 2nd. For those who want to make the trip to the Hilltop, watch the St. A's women. Nice move, but nothing there for McCarthy. A lot of contact. Down low, he's slow to get up. Numbers game, 3 ball. Back iron, no good. Rebound, nice positioning there. Williams trying to get the shot off. He draws the foul along the baseline. This one's on Davies again, and that's his 3rd. So a couple fouls in short order for Davies. Men's hockey on Saturday will be against Assumption for St. A's. Stop, kick out, 3 ball, no. Weak side rebound, Brathwaite steps behind the arc. Again, you're down 3, but you can't overly rely on it. Still 12 minutes to go. Finding the cutter along the baseline, the layup is good for Choate. There you go, Chris.
Great job by Henderson. He goes for the drive in, gets held up, and just a little float piece over to the baseline. And Choate, a great finish at the rim.
1-point game, Hawks on top. Oliver Bush thought about it. Hands off to McCarthy. Taking the handoff to Morissette, working in low, no! The rebound by Henderson, chance for the Penmen to take the lead. Drive, Henderson, and 1!
It almost looks like some Premier League soccer, the way the bench went over and swarmed Henderson after the and 1 bucket. What a huge play.
Timeout. Penmen are back in front. Southern New Hampshire has outscored St. A's so far in this second half, 22-10, and they are back on top.
Right here, Henderson, so quick, so agile. A nice little crossover move and forces Taylor to have to play physical on him. Just end up being too much body contact on the way up. Henderson with just a great finish, falling over to the ground. Boy, they have all the momentum right now. St. A's scoreless in the last 2 minutes. SNHU, 57% from the field here in the second half, outscoring the Hawks 22-10, and now they're going back to the line.
Green getting the rebound off the missed free throw, and wow, this is 3 fouls in the last minute or so of game time on Will Davies, and now he's got 4. There's also 3 on Taylor. So when you got 2 of your bigger guys racking up the fouls in short order just now, that's going to put an outsized amount of pressure on Juju Ramirez, you would think.
And and it shortens up your bench a lot because Davies and Taylor are basically the only guys coming off the bench consistently for St. A's. Maybe we see Trevor LeBrecq again in this game after playing 5 minutes in the first half, but at this rate, this is going to be 5 to 6 guys. Davies, OB, Juju, Morissette, McCarthy, and Archer. Those are pretty much going to be the 6 guys that are going to play the final 11 minutes of this one.
Yeah, McCarthy too for an option for one of your bigs, but Davies and Taylor, 2 of your key contributors. And you need that presence down low, especially when all things considered you have the size advantage. And now you might lose that if you're Southern New Hampshire. In the corner, here's a 3. If you're St. A's, rather, if you're Southern New Hampshire, you love what you're seeing. Bring all the giants you want. We'll stretch it out and hit you right between the eyes. That's a deflection off the penman.
Yeah, just Taylor going for a pass cross court. He's in the post there with a smaller Noah Harris and tries to find Archer going down, but there's so many white jerseys in that area that you don't really know who the ball is actually supposed to go to. Thankfully for the deflection, that could have been a bad turnover.
No shot for Morissette, but it is a foul on Williams. That's his 3rd. Freitas is going to come back in.
You have 13. Noah, you have the 1. Kurt, you have.
Yeah, and here right now, Coach Jack Perry telling Freitas he's going to be covering Zach Taylor here.
Morissette off the inbound pass, no good. Green the rebound. I also want to point out one thing real quick, Chris. We talk about the limited rotation that St. Anselm is deploying. I mean, to be fair, only 8 total players have entered the game for SNHU as well. But it's going to become a war of attrition unless the Penmen can find their second gear and really extend this lead beyond 7. 3 in response, no. A basket here by SNHU would give them their largest lead of the game. They led by as many as 7 in the first half. Nearly got the friendly roll there on the deep 3.
That SNHU bench was ready to explode.
Archer will go to the line for 2. Ramirez going to check in. That is number 3 on Freitas.
You can't leave Archer that wide of a lane to go through. Nobody to check him up at the 3-point line, and he just takes that lane, draws the foul, and gets 2 free throws here, especially when you're going in transition like that.
Archer sinks the first one. That's his 3rd out of 5 attempts so far, and he's got 5 now, looking for number 6. No. Green with a rebound. 6-point game in favor of SNHU with 9.5 remaining.
And that's unfortunately St. Anselm in a nutshell for you from the line. 70%. It's not bad, but it's also not fantastic.
Ramirez comes up with the rebound after the miss layup by Cho, trying to contort himself midair. Archer finishes down low.
Archer
And we
just
got
got
another
teed up.
technical. Oh my goodness.
He wanted the and one, ended up letting the ref hear about it, which is the same ref that teed up McCarthy. Just the mental for the Hawks is not there right now. It's just not there.
That's also the 7th team foul, so 1-1 the rest of the way for SNHU as Henderson takes the first free throw and sinks it. Boy, that's brutal. You know, you get a strong finish down low. The second one is good. The lead is now back up to 6 for SNHU. I mean, you really can't let your emotions get the best of you in that spot.
No, and unfortunately that's the case here. But still a lot of ball to be played to kind of make this up right now. But I think that outburst from Archer is more just frustration for how this second half has ultimately gone for the Hawks here.
I mean, you can't really fault the referees for these struggles, but, you know, no matter what the source of frustration is, if it comes out wrong, it's going to result in a tech, and now a layup gets Green to 15, and the Penman lead to its largest at 8. Turnaround, Oliver Bush, yes.
That's a good bucket right there. Nice little turnaround from OB.
9 now for the Frosh from Trenton. Euro step, then kick back out. Williams thought about it, now takes it. Side iron, no good. Wanted a foul, did not get it. Here comes Obi.
Big possession here for the Hawks.
Ramirez. Oh. And should be SNHU ball, but we are going to have a timeout on the floor. Six-point lead for the Southern New Hampshire Penmen with 7:51 to go. Chris, we talked in the open, talked at various points since about how these teams are trending in opposite directions, and the way that first half played out, it looked like St. A's is going to buck the losing trend they've been on, having lost 4 of their last 5 coming in. But, you know, hardly ever does the first half of a game tell the exact same story in the second half.
Yeah, it's usually a tale of two halves, and that's what we're looking at here. And you talk about the St. A's side, tale of two halves. Look at SNHU. I mean, St. A's 53.6% field goal percentage in the first half, 35.3% in the second half. Then it's basically flipped if you look at the SNHU side.
Volleyball and basketball are similar, that they're a game of runs, but it is wild to me how much disparity there can be between sets or between quarters. Or between periods in individual games of those sports. That is front iron, no good. Archer will go to the line for two. It's just wild how quickly things can change, you know, in the narrative over the course of an entire game, of course, an entire season. And it could just be those one little butterfly effect moments, like one missed shot here, one made shot there, or one block there, or one turnover there. It's absolutely insane. And you know, you mentioned March is just around the corner. March Madness. You have to, manage those ebbs and flows throughout of that momentum throughout a season, and then it's win or go home time. It's not like the NBA where it's like a best-of-7 series. Quite literally, win or go home. You don't get another chance the next day. There's no home court advantage to steal. 64-57. SNHU was down by 11 at the half, and they are now up by 9. Here comes Morissette. Now it's Archer out to Ramirez. Obi, 3, no! Archer finds a rebound and draws another foul. Now both teams are in the 1-and-1. As that'll be on Noah Harris, and that is his third. So right now you got 4 players on the court for Southern New Hampshire with 3 fouls each. One of them's going to come off now. There are 5 players each with 3 fouls right now for SNHU, as that one is good for Archer. Green, Freakus, Brathwaite, Williams, and Harris each have 3. Second one is good. For St. A's, 4 for Davies and 3 for Taylor, 2 each for Archer and Ramirez, and 1 for McCarthy. 7-point lead, back up to 9 as another layup for Henderson has gotten him to a game-high 21. Obi in the corner, head faking the 3 is Taylor, gives it up. Obi again, back to Taylor, 3 ball, no. Top pointing the rebound is Green.
That's a spot Taylor likes to be, right side wing, to take that shot. But it didn't seem like he was that comfortable, especially with how tightly covered, or how tight SNHU is guarding the perimeter.
Step back from the free throw line, straight down off the front of the iron. Under 6 minutes to go. Archer finds a trailer. Obi!
Clear the lane!
11 now for Eric Oliver Bush. Is that the momentum boost that the Hawks need? Quickly taken back, though, by Green. Ramirez hands it off. Morissette. Lost the handle, stolen. Numbers game, 3-on-1. Long finish! Paul Green! .5:02 to go. The lead is 11 for the Penmen.
You want to know what great teams, championship teams do? Defense. Active hands. But right here, Oliver Bush with the big dunk. That's a play that happened prior to the steal, but can't clear the lane like that when Oliver Bush is driving in or has the ball at the top of the key and all alone. And here's the play here. Morissette try to drive in. Quick hands by Royce Williams. Turns it to a 2-on-1. And almost immediately, as soon as Henderson got the ball from Green, he had a smile on his face knowing he was about to electrify the crowd. And the SNHU people here that made the quick trip over are making a ton of noise right now.
72-61, 5:02 to go. SNHU has all the momentum in the world right now. St. A's led by as many as 13. Under a minute left. In the first half, SNHU's largest lead was 7. That was pretty early in the half. They had swung it around completely, and now they lead by 11 with just over 5 minutes to go in this rivalry game. You can see Davies walking the dog here. He picks it up. Morissette, you got to score quick. Oh, tough break there for Morissette. The foul came before the shot. He's going to get 1-and-1, though. And that is number 4 on number 4. Williams. 9th of the half on SNHU, so next one is 2 shots the rest of the way for St. A's, and this is the spot. And they got to start capitalizing. Very little room for error now. Morissette does get the first one. He's now got 8. Lead is down to 10. Second free throw is good. 72-63, 4:54 to go. We've seen the up-tempo offense from Southern New Hampshire be the driving force and, the comeback and taking a sizable lead at that. But how quickly do you want to operate knowing that the clock is your 6th man right now?
Not that quickly. If you find yourself a lane like right here, you take it.
Yep. And hey, it wasn't in the first half of the shot. There's still 10 left. Only 10 left when he got that off, did Curtis Henderson. That's basically where you want to even start taking your shots at this point if you're SNHU. But around the 10-second mark left on the shot clock, do you think?
No, 100%. You got to get it to at least 10 seconds. Just do whatever you can to kill off as much time. And right here, same thing. You're just going to walk it up the floor, let that time dwindle down. If you get yourself a look early on, don't take it. If you do get yourself a look right before, or take it right now.
Oh, my goodness! Curtis Henderson!
I keep contradicting myself. Earlier I said if you do get a look, you might as well take it or have the lane, you take it. Right there. Wasn't necessarily
almost
there,
from
but
the logo. That gonna count, it will, for Josh Morissette. It's just that the St. A's contingent just so deflated right now by SNHU getting out to their largest lead, 2 touchdowns, 14. Back after this. $77-65 from as much as a 13-point lead for the Hawks in the first half to as much as a 14-point lead for the Penmen. And here's another look at the 3-on-1 alley-oop. And you can see the SNHU fans behind their bench, along with the bench itself, going absolutely bonkers for that play. And who can blame them, Chris?
yeah, when you have all the energy, you got all the momentum. St. A's needs to dig down deep here, get a couple huge stops, followed by a couple huge buckets, get back into the game. But 3:35 in basketball is a lot of time to work with. 3:39, pardon.
To complete the three-point play, Josh Morris said he does that. He's got a dozen now. But the lead is still 11 for a Southern New Hampshire team. Now we're going to see move it up without any rush. But if Henderson sees another chance like that deep three he took before the timeout, he'll take it. Rebound battled for, and it's out of bounds to Southern New Hampshire.
And Choate, great drive in, really raised up on the shot and almost got himself the offensive rebound, just really hustling out there on Taylor.
Step back corner three. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! When you're hot, you're hot.
That type of night for Henderson. He's on fire.
OBO! A dead left of that ball, and they save possession.
I mean, if you're St. A's, what else can you do at that point? SNHU is just finding all the right plays.
Missed three for Freakus. Rebound by Archer. No. Just everything snowballing right now against the Hawks. OB gonna sidestep the charge positioning, get the layup, but still 14-point lead for the Penmen.
You got to come away with a board there
Come
if you're on defense.
Under 2 minutes to go. I mean, can you blame him? Heat check.
He's got 31. I don't blame him at all.
Obi, no. I mean, yeah, you got to take your shots quickly in this position if you're St. A's, but what more can you do at this point? Is you can see Green trying to whoop up the SNHU section behind their bench. And you just bleed off some more clock here if you are Williams and the Penmen. 8 to shoot. Stumbles, layup, no. Rebound, stick back in one motion for Jamel Freakus.
Just so much ball watching going on. No one getting a body on another body. No boxing out.
Morissette splashdown with a minute to go. 13-point lead. I mean, St. A's, the players and the fans just visibly deflated by this second wind you saw from the Penmen in this second half.
Oh, careful here. Paul Green trying to show up St. Anselm. He's going to get teched here. I don't know why you're doing that. Why are you doing that?
You can see him like,
You're risking giving up 2 points. You're up 13, clock winding down. There's no reason to showboat like that. I don't care how big of a rivalry this is. You don't want to put anything up for grabs and give St. A's a chance to come back into this. You put them down, just let the clock wind down. And that's not even like old man yelling at the clouds, sure, but I've seen wilder things happen in rivalry games, and you don't want to give anything a chance.
Preston draw gymnastics between the two fan bases as well as the officials sort things out. All right, so just the one technical, I believe, is the scenario here with Green.
Yeah, and then Morissette goes up to Paul Green, obviously, to tell him to cut it out, and Green goes to Morissette, like, acting like Morissette's causing a problem. Like, obviously, Green's going to get tech for that. It's ridiculous.
So Morissette will shoot the techs.
Hey, Chris, what happens now?
But as I was saying before all that, the body language from the fans and the players for St. A's just visibly deflated, and when the Penmen reclaimed the lead, and they didn't let the Hawks try to, reinflate from there, I guess, That balloon was popped, and it was never getting patched up. 38.8 to go. Oh, and there's actually 9 seconds on the shot clock here. Coach Perry let him know, and the 2 is good for Royce Williams. Shot clock and game clock about even. Morris set head fakes. Takes the 3, makes it. But yeah, too little too late for the Hawks with the shot clock off. 86-76. And Jack Perry is pumped up with Jamil Freakus. Over the far sideline, Williams. That will do it. A rivalry game. A lot of emotion shown, and can't blame them, but for the Hawks, the slide continues. They have now lost 5 of their last 6. This is a game really that St. A's had to have. SNHU, on the other hand, they're still trending upward. They've won 7 of their last 9.
Yeah, and this is a great win for SNHU. Gets them a little bit closer to potentially being number 4 spot. And now they're tied in wins with Assumption. So really, now you got this little tie with Assumption here. Now, if you're SNHU, obviously you're going to need some help, but you're almost sort of in the driver's seat at this point. And if you're St. Anselm, especially with the whole thing with Paul Green, you got to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be hot. You can't let that happen ever again at that point. And unfortunately, with the way that this back half of the season has gone down, it will most likely seem that they won't have another chance to defend their home court, and they don't have another chance in the regular season because they're on the road on Saturday and then on the road next week. So you just have to hope that you find a way to play SNHU in the playoffs and get your get back then.
20 for Morissette, 17 for Ramirez, 13 for Oliver Bush, and 10 for Archer to lead the way. In fact, a double-double for Archer with 10 and 10. That's for St. For SNHU, though, leading the way, 31 for Henderson, 17 and 12 for Green, 10 for Freakus, 15 for Williams, and 10 for Choate. 5 players in double figures for the Penmen as they pull off the road rivalry win, and that was just one of many, many highlights for the Penmen. That alley-oop that just brought the house down and really brought the game down, and any hopes of coming back for the Hawks. 86-76. Penmen on top of the Hawks is your final. Thanks for watching this presentation from Northeast 10 men's basketball. Here on NE10 now for Chris Kostic, our entire production crew, and all my rowdy friends here on the Hilltop. My name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in.